What memory do you have of us when we first met?
Oh my God, running towards the airport, and then you saw me, and then you started running too. So you waited until I started running. That's my first memory.
I actually have the same memory of you running towards me, and then like I was like, should I run or
Oh
should I
my
walk?
God.
And then I was like running towards you, and then you came towards me, and that was the thing magically.
Oh my God. This is one of my best questions. What's one of my best qualities?
त्यो चाहिँ एकदम धेरै छ हैन.
Okay.
तर if I had to list, को number 1 मा चाहिँ I think persistence.
Really?
I think you're like एकदमै persistent, and when you want something, like you're the kind of person who just like keeps on doing and doing. And most of the time it works out.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't, obviously. Just like life ko kati धेरै कुराहरु.
I know. I'm blushing.
What song describes our love story best?
I actually think about it all the time. Like, do you remember when we were in a long distance relationship?
I think I have the same song in mind.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City?
I love that song. I love that song.
My turn. Okay, what do you want to do with me that we have never tried together?
मलाई चाहिँ एकदम बन्जी जम्पिङ भन्न मन छ हैन, तर
you're scared of heights.
That's why I'm scared of heights. And I know how much you love too, I know.
But something that we both could enjoy.
Rafting.
Yes, I love that.
Okay, what am I always carrying mentally that I should let go of? Deep.
Okay, I think a lot of guilt to a lot of things that has happened that I'm not going to go into too much details, but you know what I'm saying, right?
I think.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I think it's not your fault, but you always carry it with you, and it makes me sad when I see you like that. Okay. Do you agree?
Yes. Who is more likely to survive the Hunger Games, me or you, and why do you think so? I'm not going to agree. म चाहिँ agree गर्नु nothing but probably answer देखि अहिले देखि हैन.
I think I'm going to survive. You know why? Because we had exactly the same argument a little while ago. Remember when you asked me, like, what would I bring to a rainforest, and if I get like deserted for a few days, and then your answer and my answers were completely different. And then I had stuff like canned food and maybe some water, like Hydrolite that I can rehydrate. I had antibiotics because I'm a nurse, and you had all these other stuff that I don't even remember. So I feel like I would survive, definitely. What stuff did I have? You would, because I feel like I'm the more creative one between us. That's why I don't remember, because they were not important enough.
I always have these things in mind, and like trekking or janda lanu parne thingsharu, that's like nice.
One thing on your mind always is like a bear spray. But you wouldn't need a bear spray everywhere you go, because you don't. Yeah, a knife, I guess.
I always have this stuff in my mind, and then we should.
You know what you would bring?
What?
A moisturizer.
Oh yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Yes.
Moisturizer, medicine.
So what if you had like only 3 things that you could bring, and one of those would be a moisturizer? Like, how would you survive off of moisturizer?
I'd bring the other.
The only argument you can have is if it's organic and you can eat it. So okay.
Moisturizer. So moisturizer, and then it kind of like works as like antibiotic agent as well. Like
a moisturizer.
Dual action. Yeah, dual action thing. What if it's that?
Okay. Who is more loving between us and why? Okay, I think I know the answer, but
I am.
Of course.
Because I'm the romantic in the relationship.
Who's the one who proposed to you?
You did, but I was.
How did I do it? It was so good.
It was magical, but I'm saying that the stuff that I do is like really romantic as well. Like the intention, it might not work out to be the most romantic thing. Most of the times, it doesn't work out like how I imagine.
I guess it's the thought that counts. So.
It does, yeah, it does.
Okay.
What's something you'd like to try doing but haven't worked up the nerve to yet?
Okay. And I want us both to do it on going like a multiple day hike.
Oh yes.
Like overnight hikes.
But I guess
where you would like camp and.
If you had to, like, if this was something about you, what would you do?
I guess move somewhere else, like outside of country. because I've only moved once and I would like to see myself move to another country, but I still haven't worked up the nerve to do it.
But would you go on would you go on the hike alone, or is it something that
No, that's what I said.
I
I would want to do it. No, I wouldn't go it alone. That's why I said I would want to do it with you.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
If it was a short hike, I would do it.
I wouldn't do it. I'd prefer like 5-6 people.
Oh, really?
Going on multiple hikes.
Okay. What's one difference between us that you absolutely love?
I guess how we, once again, like sometimes we have like multiple viewpoints of things, and we both agree that neither of us are right, but then we kind of like make peace with it.
But it's not a difference. It's like a similarity, right? That we both agree with.
But then it's a difference on the viewpoint. Like suppose like you disagree.
Okay.
The things that I say, and then I disagree to the things that you say. But it's actually a difference, though, right? It's not the. Yeah. It's not the similarity, but it's actually the difference between us on Toyota thing.
Okay, like any viewpoint. Okay.
Yeah, but any viewpoint, but actually we don't we actually, I guess, agree to disagree. Like it sounds like really lame to say, but
no, it doesn't. Yeah, no, I get it.
Is there a place you love that you like to show me one day? If so, what significance does the place hold for you? I think I know the answer to this. And
I think
you have already shown me the place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Okay, let's count to 3 and then we'll say it together.
Okay. Wait. I feel like I've shown you so many places.
The place that means the most to you. Remember?
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Bruce Point.
Yeah, I was gonna say under the Harbor Bridge. Yeah,
Yes,
but I've already shown it to you. I showed it to you the first time you got.
No, yeah, you did. Yeah.
Is there another place that I've been to that you haven't that I want to show? Birganj.
Birganj.
Yes. Do you think we would still be living together if I was living with my family in Nepal, considering you already know them?
Yes.
Do you want me? Yeah.
Yes.
Considering you already know my family. So this isn't really an issue about me. It's an issue about my family.
Oh no, yeah, I'd definitely be with you, considering that I've already met your family and then I've known them.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like you love my brother more than you love me. Okay.
If you could invent a new holiday, what would it be and what would it involve?
Okay, I would, given that I've worked as a mental health nurse, I would invent like a mental health day. I mean, there already is one, like Are You Okay Day, but I would actually make it a holiday so that everyone could reset. And yeah, I don't know if this answers the question, but because we have like the world is very multicultural, right? So we have different holidays. We have people with different religions who celebrate different festivals. So for me, it's kind of unfair that we only get public holidays on days like Christmas or New Year or things like that. Yes. Because different cultures have different New Years, different cultures have like different holidays. So I don't know if it exactly answers the question, but like if I were in charge of holidays, I would grant like maybe 20 or 25 days to every person, and then they could take their holidays out of that day. So if you celebrate Christmas, maybe you could take 4 days out of the 25 days or 20 days, and you would celebrate Christmas. And if you were Hindu, you would celebrate like Diwali on during that time. So you would take your days out of that 25 days. So you wouldn't have to use your annual leave or your sick leave. I mean, you're not supposed to use your sick leave anyway, but yeah. So you wouldn't have to use...
That's a middle ground that everybody could...
Yeah, exactly. Because it's kind of... Like for me, because I don't celebrate Christmas, every year I have to take days out of my annual leave to celebrate my own festivals. And like if there was an option to work during Christmas, that's what I would do.
And that could solve staffing issues as well.
Exactly.
Because Christmas the people who'd want
to work,
Christmas off,
exactly.
they could work in the Christmas, and then the people...
Because not everyone celebrates Christmas.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, the more diverse the Western world it gets,
and you know what the benefit would be? But I feel like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I feel like the benefit would be that if I wanted to celebrate Christmas, I could. Like if someone else, like if someone else, like if a Christian wanted to celebrate Diwali, they could if they have any days remaining. You know, so they could experience other cultures as well.
Exactly. Any atheist or like when it's not actually like offensive to atheist.
Yeah, that people only get public holidays during like festivals because they could take their days off too.
Exactly. Yeah, like a annual holiday or something like that.
Okay, what frightens you the most when it comes to love?
I guess the answer to it would be like actually like resentment, because like you don't open up with each other, and like the resentment builds up, अनि त्यसपछि like one time you have a really big fight and it just like comes
just boils up and
so I guess that frightens me the most because I'm not the best person at communicating sometimes I just let go things by अनि त्यसपछि so I guess I'm trying to work on that as well हैन तर त्यो चाहिँ building on resentment हुन्छ नि अनि एकैचोटि like volcano just erupt हुने like हुन्छ नि त्यो I think that's the most अनि the worst part is like growing apart because of that.
I don't think growing apart is such a bad thing.
It's
like
not,
I mean you develop it because as you grow older you are going to grow apart, but I feel like loving each other despite the differences is
exactly the thing is that if you grow apart because of small issues हुन्छ नि that's not the right like that
I guess if you cannot work it out
there's nothing wrong with growing apart if you have like big issues.
Can I tell you my worst fear?
Yes.
This sounds like yours is very like a relatable scenario, right? But mine is very movie like. So it's like every time I think about losing you, then like that would be my biggest fear. And that's why I don't like it when we fly separately, because I always have this idea that something is going to happen, which is not healthy, obviously. But yeah, that's why I don't like it when we fly apart, because I'm like, if you die, then I have to die too. I mean, it's not like that.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking I'm camping or something. And a bear comes and you're running this way, I'm running this way.
Oh my God.
That's actually one of the biggest fears.
But like, you know what? If we run apart, then at least one of us will get saved, because the bear could only run.
You think that the bear would eat one person first and come back for the other. Yeah. When you're having a bad day, what makes you feel better?
There's a lot of things that makes me feel better. When I come home and then I complain about what an awful day I've had, you just know. So because sometimes I don't want a solution, so you just like validate my feelings, and then sometimes you know that I want a solution and you would just give a solution. I don't know how you do that, but that's what makes my day better, is when I come back home, or even on the phone, or when I just tell you that that's how my day was. And yeah, so it just makes me feel better. When was the last time you thought we wouldn't make it?
This is hard. I know it was a few years back. I know, Tara. Remember how I was. Remember how Timro एक दुईटा क्लास बाँकी थियो. And I was graduating over here. I had a few classes as well.
Yeah.
And त्यसपछि we had that अलिकति issues with like me coming over there or you coming over here. And त्यसपछि like the graduation एकैचोटि हुनु पर्यो just for us to be like together.
Yeah.
And त्यो बेला चाहिँ अलिकति अगाडि चाहिँ I was like कस्तो like सबै कुरा भएन, everything had to go perfectly. You had to graduate at that time and you had to graduate at that time. अनि त्यसपछि perfectly भएन, त्यो perfectly नहुन सक्ने हुन्छ नि, त्यो भएन नि, we might not be together. किनकि अब म फर्स्ट टाइम किन भेट्न आउँदा त्यो भिजा नभएको भए हुन्छ नि, there could be like that's a एकदम real possibility that we wouldn't be together.
Yeah.
हैन र? अनि त्यसपछि I guess ठ्याक्कै म तिमीलाई फर्स्ट चोटि भेट्न आउनुभन्दा like 1 or 2 months ago, not because हाम्रो बीच कुनै issues भएर हैन, just because
the visas and
because of the.
Okay.
I'm not gonna ask this.
Okay, what question is it?
Who is funnier, you or me?
Oh my God, this is like not even questionable, because I have a better sense of humor than you. Please.
We will talk this.
No. No one agrees. No one in your family agrees. No one in my family agrees that you have a better sense of humor.
I think I actually have like.
I think the only time when I laugh at your jokes is when I think not the joke is funny, but I'll be like, the joke is so lame that I actually have to laugh at it because of how lame it is.
I actually add onto your humor.
So no, you actually do not. You do not. I don't think my sense of humor needs anything added to it. But
I don't agree to that. But
okay.
We'll see.
Okay, what could our relationship be better at?
I guess भन्नुपर्दा मेरो I could like there are a few things that मैले काम गर्नुपर्छ that मलाई चाहिँ त्यो थाहा छ हैन.
How about me?
अनि I guess there are a few things that तिमीले काम गर्नुपर्छ to make it better. Like
what things? think that's what the question is.
I guess मेरो केसमा चाहिँ मलाई थाहा छ तर I don't remember तिम्रो केसमा चाहिँ
I think, do you want to say तिम्रो केसमा?
मेरो केसमा चाहिँ I guess the communication thing हुन्छ नि.
Yeah. I think in my case it's so you know how when we have arguments then I always need some time to like get back. So I always take, and that could be as long as like 10 minutes or like 48 hours. So I feel like, and then you do try to come and, you know, like talk to me, but I don't because I just shut you out. And that's what I've always been like, but I know it's an issue that I have to work towards. Yeah.
If this was our last conversation, what would you like to say to me?
Oh my God. This is very stressful.
I guess it depends on like how. I guess it depends on like the situation.
Is this our last conversation today, or?
Yeah. Is this?
Then like, I would say go make me some tea. But
like, is this the last conversation before like?
Ever? Let's say ever. Let's say ever.
But are we breaking up or are we?
Let's say we're dying.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say we're both dying.
What would be? Okay.
Like let's say I mean
if we are both dying, I'd say I love you. That's it. That's all I'd say.
Okay.
Sometimes I imagine.
Okay. No. Wait. Say it like you're dying.
Okay. If I am dying, I'd say just I love you. That's all I'd say.
I think if I was dying, I would just say move on. Because I know that you love me, so I'll just say move on.
Oh, actually, I'd say that to you too. Because
I don't want you to be like held up at that position where you're constantly reminded.
Yes, you know what? I'd like to change my answer to move on.
You can't do that.
Because I know that you have a hard time, you know, like moving on and stuff.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel guilty about, you know, like if you move on, you kind of feel guilty about yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'd say like move on. It makes like do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, I would definitely want you to move on.
That's not what you said last
time. I know. I always say don't, but otherwise I'd come and haunt you. But in reality, like I wouldn't want you to be hung up.
What would you say to me if we were breaking up? What would you
if we were breaking up?
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck finding someone better than me. But no. I think I would say if you need me, I'll always be there.
Kind of having a hard time imagining you say that.
Yeah, because there isn't, because there's so many people in your family that will always be in your family, your friends that will always be there for you. But if there is a situation where you need me, I'll always be there.
Okay, so I'm trying to imagine different scenarios where you'd have to say